Black TV, connecting the world.
Viewers of Black TV, for the opportunity of hosting today the elder from the African diaspora in the United States, the senior elder Yonah L. Yonah L is from Georgia, Atlanta, and has come over to Uganda for a number of things. And we want to hear from him today. First of all, who is Yonah L? Yes.
Yonah L, born Saturday, October 11th, 1952, at 10:55 p.m. in Fayetteville, West Virginia. From there on to Ohio, Indianapolis, Chicago, New York, all over the United States. Most of my life, I've been a salesman. I've worked selling cars, vacuum cleaners, you name it, clothing, shoes, oil and gas, leasing, all kinds of things. But through all of that time, it was always for someone else I was working, always working. I would get commission, but I would work. My father used to always talk about having a family business. And there was so much argument, dispute between the family about who was going to manage the money that they could never get it together. That dream stuck with me. And when I got married in 1986 to my wife, Blonde Martin Joyner, in Atlanta, Georgia, we opened a performing arts center. She went to Spelman, one of the top schools in the HBCU system. She was a classically trained dancer from 1987 until, take that back, 1986, shortly after we got married, until 2001, we had a performing arts center there. She taught ballet, jazz, tap, modern musical theater. I taught Wallin Northern Praying Mantis Kung Fu, and we did performances all over Atlanta, and as well as Louisiana, New Orleans. We played Chicago, played a variety of places. They took the group to Italy. I stayed home. But so through all those times, that was my start in business. Since that time, I've been looking at how we can work together to move ahead, and we started Global African Gold. Unfortunately, my wife passed away in 2006. I was struck by a car. It took several years to get a settlement, but I used that settlement to invest in gold here in Africa. It took some time to find the right people. These are the right people at the Kingdom Alliance. There are a lot of problems in Africa, and when you talk to people about gold, there's this complication about two sides of the coin. People in America are always worried about someone in Africa taking advantage of them. People in Africa are always worried about the people in America wanting to take advantage of them. So this constant struggle goes back and forth. We've settled this problem. My corporation registered in Georgia, and the mutual organization we are registered here in Uganda. They control the flow of gold. They send it to my corporation, which is our corporation in the United States, and we settle this problem altogether because that problem goes away. But then what do we do with the money? It doesn't go to my pocket. I'm just a conduit to have the resources reinvested back into Africa. Currently in the United Nations, the Daniels IDIQ, Herschel Daniels is there speaking with the United Nations Permanent Forum on the Status of People of African Descent. He's explaining to them that we have launched the African dollar, that we have signed documents with Sierra Leone and now here with Uganda that allows us to monetize the minerals here so that we can back the African dollar with African gold. The resources will be used in a program, something called NEON, which is Northeast Ohio Community Health Association. It's backed by the government approved. Those resources were used for us to take the resources and build here in Africa, all over Africa, beginning, of course, in Uganda, Sierra Leone, and other countries, starting with the health centers. Because if you're not feeling well, you're ill, you can't think about development. all you can think about is getting better. So we start with the health centers, making sure that they're available, approved, excellent quality, available to the community without charge. Next, we want to look at schools for the children and make sure they're properly educated so they have the best educations. Why should you have to leave your own country to get a good education? But that's not all. There's infrastructure all over the continent that needs to be done. People come here to exploit this country. That's all. For 400 years, they've been robbing the country, stealing the resources. And you know what? They're still here, along with the African people, the African Kingdom Alliance, and Bishop Daniels, IDIQ, Global African Gold. We are uniting the United Nations and letting people know what's coming. How we are part of it. Those of us who stolen Africans in the United States, in the diaspora, joining with our African brothers on the continent, to do what's necessary to develop the country, not exploit it. It's time for the exploitation of Africa to end.
Exactly. That's very encouraging. You're putting it very clear. You are a community. You have a vast experience. You are dealing now with minerals, important resources that are responsible for factors in the economy of Africa. But I wanted you to also shed some light. Are you alone? What is it that you are telling other people who are still in the United States? The farmers in the United States, the youth in the United States, the professionals, the veterans. What message do you have for them?
Many of them already know me, those who don't. Black Farmers Association, a number of people there. I've discussed with them about the need for farmers here in Africa. And they've agreed that we will fund transportation for them to come here to Africa to farm. They've had a constant problem with the USDA getting funds they gave to white people, but they denied to black people. Black people lost their farms, they lost all types of wealth, while the USDA held them up for years and years and years, the pit judgment, all of those things. So now we let them know, listen, you can come to Africa. Africa's calling you home. There's land here. You want to farm? Come to Africa. We will help you get there. Farm all you want. Produce, produce, produce for Africa, for the world. One of the problems with capitalism is that capitalism controls supply, and by doing so, it controls the prices. So that means that they have to control the production of certain farmers so that they don't overproduce. The black farmers, they're the ones they held back. Today, we want them to come here to Africa, where the opportunity is boundless. And they can produce not only for Africa, but for the world market at legitimate profit, at legitimate prices. This is African capitalism. This is something new. That's what we are sharing. It's not just me. All of the people in Africa, the HBCUs, I speak to the students there, the colleges there. We're reaching out to them, letting them know that when the royals come to America in August and September, just when they come there, that they will be available. We are going to establish tours for them to visit all the HBCUs and talk to the students about coming here with your experience. America, they train you, then they don't want to hire you. Africa needs you. Come home. This is your land. You don't need to be abused. I speak constantly about, what I call the S5K, which is the stupid, cowardly, crazy criminal killer cops in America that will see a young boy shooting for no reason. Here in Africa, the only way you can have a gun is to be attached to the state. And with your gun, you cannot shoot first. Imagine that. You have to protect the people. No cowards. You want to carry a gun, you have to be respectful. You must protect the people. This is your land. The police don't stop you for stupid things like tail lights and hangings from your mirror or tent on your windows to hassle you. Here you get to live your life. All I can tell you is it's time for you to come home. And hear me now, believe me later. I've got videos, countless videos of you and sharing online what's going on, the experiences of the people here. And when the royals come to America at the United Nations this fall, you should be paying attention because they will be coming to speak to you, to invite you home. They're inviting you home now, but you will get the invitation directly from them.
Excellent, excellent. That is very interesting. You are making a call for the people that are in the United States, the people that are in other parts of the world, but they are descendants of Africa, to come home. And you're making a statement which is very interesting about the freedom, the liberty that we see in Africa, so that our people out there can make a decision. Just give us a little bit of your experience of Kampala. As you know, Kampala is a capital city of Uganda, the capital city of the country that we call the Pearl of Africa, the beautiful Africa. With an elder statesman,
I think that when I look at that country, and I think about when I landed at the airport, I compare my flights, my brothers, they flew there. They were waiting for me.
and you blew the trumpet.
You sounded the shofar.
Sound.
That horn has been my family's generations. My father wanted me to come here, but sound the shofar, and we did. Those who know me know that I have sounded on many occasions, but this time it meant more than ever. They greeted me with such grace and respect that I've never seen before. And not just the people who knew I was coming, but the Ugandans, the people who didn't know me. How you doing, sir? They greeted me. They were warm. They speak to me and know I was American. How you doing? Welcome home. Couldn't believe it. Not just at the airport, but here in Kampala. One of the things that I noticed most about Kampala is people in the transportation. They drive on the other side of the road. They drive on the left side. I had a little difficulty getting used to
The borders.
And the borders are motorcycles. They travel around on motorcycles, like in Chicago. They have the jiggy cabs in New York. The jiggy cabs, they run up and down 7th Avenue in Chicago, up and down the street. And they take you different places. You get in here, they drop you the other side. Here, the motorcycles, they ride not one or two, but three on the back. And they're mostly 50, 75cc motorcycles, but they take you everywhere. The only problem is, all of those motorcycles, none of them are manufactured here in Africa. The cars that are here, I see Toyota, I see Nissan, I see Mercedes. You know what I don't see here? I don't see the African automobile. Made in Africa. So one of our primary objectives is that to take our investment with the African dollar and make sure that here we begin manufacturing plants. I'm going to go to Detroit and talk to them about the Pontiac Motor Division because it's been disbanded, but everything is there, the entire corporate. If we can get that, it's already set up, move it here, just like that, we manufacture African cars. The potential is phenomenal. The streets, they need repair, but it's for lack of investment. The people travel and it's phenomenal how they drive and navigate the streets. No accidents. In America, people have these wide streets, crash. They'd have a hard time moving around here, but here the people understand how to travel, how to communicate, and they interact very, very well. They're very friendly. They have open fruit stands. I've got pictures, multiple pictures. It's just a phenomenal place. Beautiful buildings, hotels, apartments where you come to stay. Everything is here that I never knew. Things that I always thought. I see the pictures of, I go all the way back to the days of Tarzan, you know, and Jane. But here, there's no, it's some places, but everywhere I see, it's as much as modern as the United States or Europe or any place else you might be.
Excellent. I think that's it. That's it for today. It's been very encouraging to hear the experience of our elder, Yonah L., who came over to Uganda to sign a memorandum of cooperation agreement between the African Kingdom Alliance and the Global African Gold, as well as the Herschel Daniels Junior IDIQ, to begin a bureau for the Friends of African Union that houses a number of organizations that are here at home and also in the diaspora. It has been a very, very nice opportunity to host Yonah L. And for those of us who are not yet sure what's happening in Africa, I think now you can hear for yourself that the sons of Africa who are in the diaspora are moving back. They're walking around and they're stating their claim on their inheritance, just like for us who are continental Africa are here doing the same. Let's build together. Let's develop Africa. Thank you very much.
Block TV, connecting the world.